In Research Project B, assessment type 3 is called the evaluation. The criteria involved in the evaluation are labelled as E1, E2, E3 and S3. All four criteria are considered holistically, and then that grade, that on-balance decision of that grade, is then converted to a score out of 30. E1 is an evaluation of the research processes used appropriate to the research question. So the student will have to link how they collected their information, how they gathered their information, with some consideration of a linkage to the question that they're trying to answer, or that hopefully they have answered in the research outcome. So if we cast our minds back to the folio, the student will develop an idea of what I'm going to investigate, a question to answer. They will then decide on research processes that are appropriate to that question. They will then collect information according to those processes. They'll present their findings. Now they have to evaluate the research processes they used appropriate to that question. Students need to evaluate judgments. Just telling us what they did will be enough for a C. They need to tell us what they did, why they did it, examples, comments regarding validity, reliability, usefulness, those sort of considerations, and what those considerations then meant for further research perhaps, would all be examples at the B or A level according to the performance standard. It's an insightful evaluation of the research processes used appropriate to the research question, which I want to think about there, but it's judgments. Just recounting what they did is enough for a C. The E2 criteria is a new criteria in Research Project B introduced in 2014. E2 is an evaluation of decisions made in response to challenges and or opportunities. An evaluation of decisions made. They need to judge the quality of the decisions that they made. They need to judge whether what they did in response to this challenge or opportunity was appropriate or effective or not, with examples. They need to be able to not just tell us that there was a problem and this is what they did about it. If they simply do that, then that's going to be in the C level. The emphasis should be upon the judgment of the decision, not a discussion of the problem and what they did about it. E3 is an evaluation of the quality of the research outcome. It's an evaluation of how good was the thing I submitted for assessment type 2 research outcome. So if I've made a video, if I've made my curry video, then how good was this video that I created, with examples. Not just it was great and the best thing ever and it's going to be fantastic for everybody. I need to make some balanced judgments. There could be things that I could improve. It might be suited to a particular audience or it might not. Those sort of insightful discussion points is what's required to come to a full and balanced evaluation of something. So I need to consider good things about it, bad things about it, and in particular contexts in order to come to an insightful evaluation. The expression criteria is how well my evaluation is written, so in terms of clarity and coherence. Part of assessment type 3 evaluation is the written summary. The written summary is a short 150-word summary of what the student did in terms of what their question was and how they presented their research outcome. The aim of the summary is to give a context to the marker. Now keep in mind that the marker won't actually see the rest of this particular student's work. They won't see the folio or the outcome. And when marking the evaluation, they'll need to have some sort of concept of what the student perhaps might have done for their semester's work. Having discussed these criteria, it's important to note that I haven't mentioned the capabilities. The capabilities used to be in this assessment type. but have been moved to the folio now and is now the D4 criteria, which is a development of one or more chosen capabilities, which Bob talked to you about earlier in this video. In the evaluation, students should not talk about the capability. It is not appropriate and will take away from space or words that could be used to further fully develop the other criteria which are required for this assessment type.